Hey, I'm back, and I have a story for you.
Miss Weiss, you did make it back. I thought you deserted us.
Oh no, but I do have a story for you.
Please, Miss Weiss, let's hear it.
Well, the young virgin, her name is Mary. She said that an angel came to her in a dream and told her that she's going to have a baby.
What? This cannot be true. That's impossible anyway.
Well, that's what she said. She said that she was engaged and still is engaged to a man named Joseph, and that he didn't believe her, and they were actually about to break up.
That's understandable. Who could blame him?
Yeah, well, I talked with Joseph, and he was very unsure of what he was going to do. The next day, I went to Mary's house, and to my surprise, they were actually there together and were happy and had worked everything out.
Wait a minute. You said he was upset and didn't know what he's going to do in the situation. I don't understand.
Well, that's right. But then an angel came to him in a dream, to Joseph in a dream, and told him the same thing that the angel had told Mary, that she was going to have a baby.
Come on, Miss Weiss. Sure you don't expect me to believe all this.
Well, that's what they said. But it gets even better. You know Caesar's tax?
Yes, of course. Everybody knows about Caesar's tax.
Yeah, well, it caused Mary and Joseph to have to go to Jerusalem. And when they got there, there were no openings in the inns, so they had to stay in a stable. And that's where Jesus was born, in a stable.
Jesus? Who is Jesus?
Jesus is the baby. That's what the angel told Mary and Joseph to name the baby.
That's enough. We cannot print this story. We'll be the laughing stock of the news. We'll be labeled fake news.
But what if it's true?
Miss Weiss, you're acting like you believe this story. You don't, do you?
I'm not really sure what I believe. But if you could have only seen Mary and Joseph and talked to them...
Wait, I've heard enough of this nonsense, Miss Weiss.
Okay, but I do have a question for you.
Okay, what's your question?
Well, suppose all these things are true. Suppose that Jesus was born in a manger and really and truly is the Son of God. As the angel said, there has to be something special about him. I mean, we've heard about him. I've seen him. I've held him. There has to be something special about this baby. Now the big question is, what are we going to do with Jesus?
Hey guys, I hope you've been following along on our video series Christmas Child, and I know that some of us who were a part of that and making that enjoyed being a part of that and just enjoyed our time together doing that. Just wanted to come into your house just to kind of sum that up or kind of bring that home as we think about that. Really that story was, of course, you meet Miss Weiss and Mr. Solomon, Miss Weiss being the reporter and Mr. Solomon being the editor. And they work for this, the Jerusalem Daily News, this newspaper, and they get this story about this Redeemer who is supposed to come. They read about it in the scrolls from Moses and the prophets. And Mr. Solomon gets this tip about this woman, this young woman who is in Nazareth, and she supposedly is pregnant, and you know, she's had been visited by an angel and all these things. I mean, you know, when we think about Christmas, we really we think about the commercial side of that a lot of times, but I want us to focus in as we think about this story about the supernatural events that happened at Christmas. And this series of videos that we did, the Christmas Child, it really brings those out. And some of the things that we understand from this story is Miss Weiss went and she was sent to Nazareth to interview Mary, and she interviewed Joseph, and we've seen that in the videos, and it really points out the fact that I think about Mary and Joseph and all that they dealt with as they were at the excitement that we see on this end of Christmas, and how easy maybe it is for us to comprehend and understand. But I think about Mary and Joseph and the difficulties they faced as they were trying to decide, you know, if this is real, if this is true, and all these things. And as the angel came to visit them, Gabriel came and told them, Mary, that she's going to have a child, and told Joseph that he's, you know, she doesn't need to be afraid to take Mary to be his wife. And ultimately we know the rest of the story and how, you know, they decided to follow God. They wanted to be God's servant. And the miraculousness of Christmas comes out in these 6 short videos that you see. And in and through this, Miss Weiss, this reporter, yes, she's a fictitious character. We understand that. But the whole point was for her to really get this, to go to these interviews, to talk to Mary, to talk to Joseph, for her to be challenged to whether this is true or not. And that's a challenge of today. That's a challenge for all of us in our world today, and as in this life, in our spiritual life, whether we're going to actually believe the story of Jesus. And Miss Weiss had to make that decision. And as we think about the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey might say, we end with Miss Weiss coming to Mr. Solomon's office, giving him the information that she shared, and finally come to that point to where we have to answer the question just like she did. What are you going to do with Jesus? And that's the story of Christmas, because he's the gift from heaven. And I hope and pray that all of us, as we think about Christmas, that we realize that Jesus is the reason for the season, that we realize that we need him in our life. And just like Miss Weiss, we need to decide whether we're going to follow him or not. And I pray that your Christmas this year is going to be great, that Jesus will be the center of it. And I pray that you and your family have a blessed time. God bless you.